My students, welcome to my today's topic. Today we will be discussing on new age computer technologies. Okay, so at first here we'll learn about the encryption. Okay, so nowadays encryption is the most popular and effective method of implementing data security. Okay, so the main idea behind it is to protect confidentiality of the digital data. Okay, so if we first talk about the encryption, then we will have to know that it is the process by which we convert data into an unreadable form so that only the authorized persons are able to access this data. Okay, now the second part comes, that is the decryption. So one is encryption, next one is decryption. So decryption is the opposite process of encryption. It is the process by which we convert the unreadable form into readable form. Okay, so for this we are taking an example, simple example. You can see this here written. Okay, so can you understand what it says? No, the text is not in foreign language, it is in English language. Okay, so but we are not getting any idea about this sentence. Okay, so if you try to replace the characters in the sentence with the characters that comes before, so replace this character with the character that comes before u, that is t. So if we do the same process for all the characters here, we are getting the text. Here it is. Today we are going to learn about encryption. Okay, got it? Okay, so it is one of the example of encryption. So in this example we are having, today we are going to learn about encryption. That means we converted the text into unreadable form by changing a into b, b into c, c into d, and so forth. Okay, so we are unable to read the unreadable form. Okay, then we gave you the key. What is the key for converting the unreadable form into readable form? That is that you have to take, or you can say you have to replace the character in the sentence with a character that comes before it, then you will have the proper sentence. So it is the key. Okay, so this key is used to convert from the unreadable form into readable form. Okay, so with the help of this key we can able to decrypt the message and read it. Okay, so data encryption is nothing new. It was used by Hebrew scribes for writing certain portion of the Bible. Okay, and was used for Julius Caesar for protecting government messages. Okay, secret messages. So in its computerized form, data encryption refers to the process by which data is electronically translated into code or another form so that it can be read only by individuals who have secret key or the password. Okay, got it? So now we will learn about the types of encryptions. The first encryption comes, that is symmetric encryption. Okay, so now we are talking about the first one, that first type of encryption, that is symmetric encryption. Okay, so you can see this diagram very easily. Here you can see that here it is the original text. Okay, then using the symmetric key we are able to encrypt the data, original text or data, into ciphertext. So what is ciphertext? Ciphertext means the secret code. Okay, then after using the same symmetric key we can decrypt this cipher text into original text. Okay, got it? So if you are having this key, then only you can understand the text written in the original text. Okay, so to read the original text you need this symmetric key. Okay, so by doing that we can protect our confidential data very well. Okay, so here you can see in this method the same key here, that is the symmetric key, is used for encrypting and decrypting the data. Okay, this method is excellent for personal data protection, but not that great for protecting communications or data sent over the internet, that means networks. Okay, because here the recipients of the communication must obtain the key from the sender. So sender needs to have a separate key for each set of communication in case recipients change. Okay, so with the increase in amount of data exchange in today's world, this leads to situations where managing huge quantities of keys becomes a horrible thing. Okay, got it? So it is the symmetric encryption. Okay, got it? Next one is asymmetric encryption. So asymmetric encryption is the second method for encryption. Okay, it is known also public key encryption. Okay, public key encryption. So in this method there are two set of keys. One is known as the public key, one known as the private key. Okay, you can see here the picture. Okay, one is the public key, another one is the private key. Okay, two set of keys in this encryption is needed. So the public key is shareable and private key is secret key. Okay, so anyone can use the public key for encrypting the data, okay, but encrypted data cannot be decrypted without accessing this private key. Okay, so it gives us more protection to protect our account. Okay, got it? You can see this. So sender sends the plain text, okay, using this key it gets ciphered data, and then using this private key again it converts into the decrypted plain text data. Then recipients can see this data. Okay, only recipients who is authorized can see this data, okay, or access this data or information. Okay, so this was the types of encryptions. Now next part we will be learning about data encryption solution. The data encryption solution actually refers to the implementations of the two type of encryption technique. Okay, so there are basically two types of data encryption solutions. Number one is software based solution, number two is hardware based solution. So at first it is software based solution. So as the name implies, it uses software for encrypting and decrypting the data. Okay, so this is the most common data encryption solution available today, because there is no need of purchasing separate hardware component, and we know what are the hardware component. Okay, so the encryption solutions are inbuilt into most of the modern operating systems. In addition to that, there are many free encryption software available in the market, that means in the internet you can say. This makes implementation of software based solution both easy and cheap. But these solutions suffer from three major drawbacks. Okay, what are the drawbacks? The protection provided by this solution is as strong as the security of the operating system. That means that security flaw in the operating system will render this solution inactive. Okay. Number two is users can undermine this solution by turning them off or by choosing to use weak or unwise security settings. For example, you can say that if you are not using password for operating system. Okay, and number 3 drawback of this type of solution is this solution use computer resources and this in turn slows down the system. Okay, so Microsoft Windows, we know all, is an operating system used on more than 90% of personal computers in the world. Okay, so BitLocker is Microsoft's easy to use proprietary encryption program for Windows. Okay, so this software solution allows us to encrypt the entire drive. Okay, so BitLocker is available on machine running certain version of Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 10. Okay, next one is hardware based solution. So hardware based solution use onboard security devices that are inbuilt into the hardware for encrypting and decrypting the data. These solutions do not need separate software purchase and there is zero performance cost because this type of solution do not use computer resources. Okay, so most of the time users are not even aware of the existence of these solutions. Okay, so self encrypted drives are most common hardware based encryption solutions. Okay, now we will look at the major problems suffered by this type of solution. Number 1, they are costly to implement. Okay, because we have to purchase of separate hardware component. Number 2 is these solutions are restricted to particular devices. That means they cannot be applied to the whole system or the network. And number 3 is it is not possible to update this solution, hardware based solution, for security flaws. Okay, got it? So the choice of correct solution depends on a number of factors, that is cost, ease of use, security requirement and individual preference. Okay, next we will be learning about 3D displays. Already we know about this, we have learned this term. So 3D technology is not a new technology. Okay, in 1844 David Brewster developed a stereoscope capable of taking 3D photographic image. We live in a three-dimensional world. Still traditionally display devices were restricted to showing two-dimensional displays. Okay, so two-dimensional displays have only length and breadth but no depth. So this has started changing with the advent of 3D technology. And 3D movie and 3D games have increased the demand for 3D displays and projectors. Okay, so there are 4 popular 3D technologies in use today. Okay, so number 1 we are discussing about the first one, that is Anaglyph 3D. Okay, so in this technology, that is the stereoscopic 3D effect is produced by using glasses with lenses of different colors. Okay, these colors are normally chromatically opposite. Okay, there are many types of Anaglyph glasses which use different colors for lenses. However, cyan, red, green or magenta are the most widely used. Here you can see that all the glasses here used for Anaglyph 3D. Okay, so the image in the video you can see that uses 2 color layers that are superimposed on each other. Okay, so this results in 2 different filtered colors imaged, one for each eye. The color code or Anaglyph glasses allows each eye to receive the image meant for it. The brain looks at both of the image and this creates a perception of depth. Okay, so what are the, you can see here the picture. So what are the advantage of Anaglyph 3D? It is the cheapest 3D glass, number 1. Number 2 is, with this type of glass we can watch 3D image video on any platform without using any additional filter hardware or software. And number 3 point is, we can also view the 3D effect by taking printout of images using correct filter colors. Okay, got it. Disadvantage is of this type of 3D is the sense of color here is skewed because the lenses used in it are colored. Okay, got it. Now next one is polarized 3D. In this technology, a perception of 3D dimensional images is created by restricting the light reaching each eye. For presenting stereoscopic motion video, two images are projected superimposed onto the same screen using different polarizing filters. The glasses used here by the viewers also use polarizing filters. These glasses only allow the similarly polarized light to pass. The light polarized in the opposite direction is blocked here. Okay, so each eye only sees the image meant for it. The perception of 3D image is created by projecting the same screen into both eyes using slightly different perspectives. Okay, an advantage is polarized 3D glasses are costlier than anaglyph glasses, but still cheap. There is no color distortion in the images, but disadvantage is the projectors used for polarized 3D is costly. Okay, so it is the polarized 3D. You can see here the video, polarized 3D video. Next one is active shutter 3D. Okay, so in this technology, active shutter glasses or liquid shutter glasses are used along with the display screens for creating perceptions of 3D dimensional image. Here the glasses. Okay, so the lenses for the glass have a liquid crystal layer that is transparent, but it becomes dark on applying electricity. Okay, so these glasses have an infrared radio frequency, DLP link or Bluetooth transmitter that sends a timing signal that allows the glasses to alternately darken over one eye and then the other, so in synchronization with the refresh rate of the screen. Okay, so at the same time the display also displays different perspectives for each eye alternatively. This is done by using a technique known as alternate frame sequencing. Okay, so in the end each eye only receives the image meant for it. 3D televisions use this technology more than any other technology. So advantages are active shutter glasses eliminate ghosting, and number 2 is these glasses are color neutral. Okay, and disadvantages are active shutter glasses are costlier 3D glasses. Okay, shutter glasses are dependent on display and monitor used. Okay, you can see here. Now the next is stereoscopy 3D. The above three 3D technologies use glasses for creating three-dimensional perceptions. Wearing 3D glasses is inconvenient and tiresome, but this is the technology, that means 3D technology called stereoscopy, which can deliver 3D image and videos without using glasses. Okay, so this technology uses special optical elements between the television screen and the viewer for sending different images to a different eye. Okay, so these different images produce the perception of depth. This technique uses either lenticular lenses or parallax barrier for producing the 3D effect. Okay, So here the advantages is there is no need of special glass to see. It is easy to switch between 2D and 3D content while watching TV. And at disadvantages, you can say that there is rigid optimal viewing position. Okay, rigid optimal viewing position, that means you need some distance between you and the television. Okay, this type of 3D is known as the auto stereoscopic 3D. Okay.